the Fantasy Greeks NFL Power Hour. But so you said I'm the co-host that knows when it's right to keep his mouth shut.
Exactly.
As if I don't.
No, you're not the Okay, here's how I look at it. You are the man, and I am your color commentator.
Oh, my God.
And all I was saying is I appreciated everything I just heard, because for those of you that don't know, I love baseball. I know somewhat about baseball, but I don't know enough to necessarily throw my hat in the ring, especially about the NL East. So I truly appreciated that last segment. That was fantastic. It was great to listen to. It was very informative, and I am very happy and proud to be on the show during that part.
But even if everything breaks right with the offense and the defense, they still that bullpen will drive you to drink all season long. Even right now, our closer is listed as Henry Mejia. It doesn't. Yes, he had a good season last year. He had a good season last year. I want to see back to back before I can rely on that. You know what I mean? I want to see more than one season. He has been erratic in his history with the Mets. But and with Wilmer Flores, looking at the stats on him, he's walked last year. Let's see. Let me just quote. He had 274 plate appearances last year, walked 12 times in 274 plate appearances, struck out 31 times. There's more walking going on at a sit-in when Wilmer Flores is at the plate.
That was impressive.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then I'm good for something.
Well, no, it's just, are they going to be ready to take that next step? I mean, this past season, they finished second in the division, tied with the Braves. It's, 79-83, I believe their record was.
Yeah, that's
right. The Nationals, they proved from a year before last that they can have a really off season. Who knows how they're going to... Excuse me.
He's dying, folks.
Choking on my words. Who knows how they're going to play? But, the Mets proved last season that, 79-83 is not a bad record. You're pushing 500. It's
just not a good
It's been
record.
A lot worse. It's not good, but it's been a lot worse. So you're wondering, what direction are they heading? Are they heading up, or are they going to regress?
Well, the Nationals just get stronger by adding Scherzer,
You think they do, but how many pitchers have moved from team to team and then just tanked? Great pitchers who had amazing careers prior to moving to another team and then just tanked. It's happened more times than not.
I don't know.
So that's not a Scherzer thing.
That's worse than anything I've ever come up with.
Oh my God, I just thought of that too. I wasn't even planning on that.
That is so much worse than anything I've ever come up with.
Yeah, it was pretty
looking at ESPN.com, the starting rotation for the Nationals: Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Jordan Zimmerman, Gio Gonzalez, and Doug Fister.
You brought her.
That's right. Thank you for saying it, so I didn't have to.
I knew you were going to. I just wanted to steal your thunder.
Thanks, appreciate it.
But then even Strasburg, you can't rely on 100% because of health reasons. Is he going to be able to make it through a full season and be healthy? Because he has those chronic injuries that you saw from like Kerry Wood when he started out with the Cubs. He's had these injuries early in his career that you cannot really put a lot of stock into the fact that he's going to be there the entire season.
Now let's be fair. He made 30 game starts in 2013. He made 34 last year. So health hasn't been his issue since they were so tight with him on the inning count coming back from the Tommy John surgery.
I'm just saying it's a factor that has to be taken into account. I know the last couple seasons have been better, but all it takes is one pitch. For somebody that's had issues, all it takes is one errant throw, and we're talking about a whole different team. So
I'll politely agree to disagree with you.
Nah, I knew you would. It's about time, too. We've been agreeing on too much lately.
It's not a show if we don't get in a fight about something, but it just isn't worth fighting
designated
over.
hitters. Sorry.
Baseball in January just isn't worth fighting over.
No.
Quite
Not at all.
yet. The other team...
Especially when you talk about the Mets.
Really?
That was low. I know. That was low.
Low and unprofessional, my friend.
Especially when I'm a fan of a team who just had their star player try to reconcile with them, and they pretty much told him,
oh, my God.
That was brilliant.
They're better. Honestly, I talk about teams like, when fans make arguments like, oh, they should just cut their losses, it'd be worth it. No, it's not worth it, but he would be one that may buck that trend. Dear God.
That takes some... now everybody knows that A-Rod is a very arrogant person, but that takes some serious cojones to try to reconcile with a team that you've dragged through the mud, tried to sue, and have pretty much made a laughingstock of the sport, being one of the greatest sports franchises in history. And you're going to try to go groveling back to them to get their forgiveness.
See, now to me that just screams of narcissism.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't really realize what it is you're doing when you take your employer to the mattresses pretty much and basically call them out saying that they didn't do this or they're not doing that or something like that. You don't get to go back to them and say, I was that back there, I was just kidding. It's the Lex Luthor from Superman 2. I was with you all the time.
Yeah,
Too late, Luther. Too late.
Yeah.
So it's just looking at the other team in the NL East that we really haven't talked much about would be the Miami Marlins, and they're a team that desperately needs Jose Fernandez back pitching because their starting pitching right now isn't bad. Matt Latos, Jake Cosart. Is it Jake Cosart? Did I say that wrong? I said that wrong. Jared Cosart. I knew it was wrong.
Sorry with the J. Oh.
Henderson Alvarez, Dan Herron, and Tom Kohler.
Wow, you're great with names today.
It's been a long, long day. If you get Jose Fernandez back at the top of that, then maybe you can have a 1-2-3. You still got Giancarlo Stanton, fantastic player. D. Gordon comes over this year. Martin Prado at third base. Jared Saltalamacchia behind the plate. There's pockets there. And this year they added Ichiro. Fantastic.
A little bit past his prime.
A little bit?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You're being nice.
But, and I know we haven't talked about the Marlins, but I think the team that obviously was the one that underperformed last year that no one has talked about is the Phillies.
Oh, that team's a mess.
I mean, it's a disaster. You have, some really good offensive players. You have some of the best pitching when they actually played well, and they were just terrible. I mean, that one really blew my mind last season.
And now the Jimmy Rollins era is over.
Yeah.
Enter Freddie Galvis.
Yeah, Freddie Galvis.
Yeah, Freddie. Go, Freddie.
But I mean, when you have and this kind of goes into what I was saying about pitchers moving to other teams. You have someone like Cliff Lee. He was 4-5 last season with a 3.65 BRA.
Yeah, you want to talk about falling off the wagon.
And it's just that's why you can never rely on pitchers from season to season because sometimes they just don't. I mean, it seems especially lately. Rarely do you have a true superstar pitcher that stays consistent from season to season, especially after switching teams. And it really kind of blows my mind. I mean, for Yankee fans, you've seen it with CeCe Sabathia ever since he came to the Yankees. He would sometimes look brilliant, but recently has looked just terrible. You can throw Cliff Lee in there. You can throw oh God, I can't even think right now.
Well, don't worry, Phillies fans. It's not just Cliff Lee. It's Ryan Howard as well has fallen off the wagon completely. His last decent season was 2010. Maybe 2011. He had 33 home runs in 2011. We'll give him that, even though he only hit 253. But then Father Time, undefeated, only played 71 games in 2012. Only played in 80 games in 2013. Last year, played in 153. Struck out 190 times.
That's crazy.
190 times.
But then also with him, you got to throw in Cole Hamels.
Yeah.
He had a very off year last year. I mean, you're talking these are guys who've been Cy Young borderline pitchers for a couple years, and they're just like crap. And then you're saying with Ryan Howard having an off year, and you can even say like Chase Utley.
It's man.
I mean, mind you, he's almost our age, so you can't really throw Chase under the bus that much. I couldn't dive if I dove for a ball hit in the infield. I would throw every vertebrae in my back out of whack. So
Ryan Howard is a rich man's Richie Sexton. That's all I'm going to say.
Richie Rich.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, we are up to our first break. We'll be right back, folks. We'll bounce around the NBA. Top of the hour, Jim Saranteas from thefantasygreek.com joins us for the NFL Hour, the Super Bowl 49 edition. You're listening to 87 Sports Fans live on Late Night Sports Radio.
The time's tonight. Let it